The CRC Credit Bureau recently marked its 10th anniversary since its existence as an entity. The event, which focused on the theme, providing insight, enabling growth, brought together stakeholders in the Nigerian financial market. The chairman of CRC Credit Bureau, Dr. Greg Jabowe, in his opening remarks gave an overview of the company's journey and its contribution to the economy.
As a company with significant public interest, we had ruminated on how to mark our 10 years of active service to Nigeria. We believe it is an opportunity to share our experiences with everyone here and showcase our achievements in such a short time. We thought we should highlight our plan for the next decade as well. So it's a mixed bag, a bit of celebration and a bit of looking to the future. You cannot look back perpetually, so we always have to look forward strategically as well. As a credit bureau, we did set out to provide credible information about borrowers to assist lending in Nigeria. We have taken on this task with a high sense of responsibility and enthusiasm. We are glad that we have started well and built on very solid foundations. We have not cut any corners in setting up an institution that will stand the test of time from a governance perspective and from an operational perspective, and that is critical for a nascent industry like ours.
Chairman of the event, Mr. Tunde Lemo, OFR CFA, described credit bureaus as critical agents for expanding the lending business in the nation.
Credit bureau can be a key enabler for enabling credits for expanding lending business because it distributes information about payment behaviors of customers and entities. As we all know, this is an informed audience. We know credit bureau increase access to credit, support responsible lending, and reduce credit losses, reduce costs of credit for responsible borrowers, and strengthen banking supervision in monitoring systemic risks.
The General Manager Operations and the MD CEO of CRC Credit Bureau speak respectively on the 10th anniversary and its market performance on operations over the years.
We're celebrating a journey. In 2009, we fulfilled all the requirements required by our regulators as the Central Bank of Nigeria to operate a licensed credit bureau in Nigeria. So led by our MD, Mr. Tunde Pokuola, we were able to take this service and business from just a business plan to being the largest credit bureau in Nigeria. And I want to believe we are amongst the largest in Africa so far. And it's been a very interesting journey, and we really want to use this occasion to celebrate all our stakeholders, the regulators, our users, our institutions, our directors, everybody. That's what it's all about today.
It's been an interesting journey. When you start something very new and is unknown to a lot of people, even to the industry we are meant to serve, it was an unusual situation. They are not used to it, and so on and so forth. So it started very rough. At the time we started, there was poor quality of data. There was no means of identification that you can say is unique to every Nigerian. And so the journey started on a note of how do we, galvanize the entire banking industry, entire financial institutions, to be able to rally around what has become an infrastructure that is meant to drive the growth of access to credit in Nigeria. Now, the challenge that the banking industry has was how do they provide customers? How do they able to identify customers who are willing to pay and who have the capacity to pay? This has been the issue, and that's why they were not lending. And when they lend, they just lend in what we call the lend in the dark. So CRC came on board to be able to address that situation and give them a very unique database that has all borrowers in the country so that they can access that data and come up with credit history or credit scores of customers. And that's precisely what we have done in the last 10 years. It's not been a very smooth journey. Acceptance was very low when we started. Quality of data was very bad when we started. I mean, changing the lending model and of most of the institutions became very difficult because they were used to doing credit in one way before, and now you want them to change the way they are doing credit. So it's that change in business model, in psyche of bankers and financial institutions generally was one of the major challenges we face. But we confronted that head on. We came with very, very robust software application. We have very good technology. We have very incredible people, highly skilled, who are trained by our technical partner, Dun & Bradstreet. So we have conquered all of that fears now. Down the road, 10 years down the line, we've introduced about 13 products into the Nigerian market. And these 13 products are meant to assist creditors generally, including bankers and banks and financial institutions, and non-bank financial institutions who are doing, selling on credit or who do postpaid services. It's meant to assist them to be able to profile customers so that they can select the good ones among them. Is to assist them to also monitor the products, the loans that they have granted or the receivables that are out there. And of course, to help them in collections when some of the accounts go into default. So all those 13 products revolve around those three major areas. The fourth item that we focused on was how to assist them to also look for good customers. We call it prospecting for new customers. So these are 4 areas that our solutions are designed to assist lenders. Today, we have over 30 million records in our repository, and over 1,300 institutions are using the credit bureau system. Today, we have about 20,000 users who are simultaneously trying to access information from our database every time. And this is different from those institutions who have made live connections through API, through us, or who send millions of data to us to help them generate information through what we call batch processing. So it's a very big event. It's a very big thing that is happening. We are happy that we have been able to migrate the Nigerian financial system to adopt, information-based, profiling of customers. We introduce credit scores, we introduce credit reports, we introduce portfolio monitoring reports. We have products for return checks so that they can, protect themselves against people who are just dumping checks against unfunded accounts, and so many other products like that.
As Nigeria seeks to deepen its credit market, the CRC Bureau has played a major role in the industry in the past decade with the rollout of 13 products. It is expected that CRC Credit Bureau will continue on this trajectory of innovation to boost the industry.